you all? I hope you're having a good time, but these days are really hot. So stay indoors if as much you can and hydrate yourself a lot. I'm Mona Lisa Joshi back again with another episode of Mona Lisa's Talk Show, and I have a very special guest with me today. Although we made a buzz through the social media posters and all, but still I would like to invite her over. Let me just quickly invite our author and our guest today. Hi Rekha, how are you?
Hi, Mona Lisa. I'm fine. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you.
So I will just quickly tell the audience that this video is going to be part of audio podcast through Spotify on Poetry Closet and through YouTube channel as part of video podcast series through my channel. So do tune in, and if you are not able to watch it right now, you can watch it later. So I will quickly give a small info about our author. Rekha Mordani is I have invited her first time. This is actually first time I'm conversing with her, so I'm quite excited. She is a 1983 born, graduated from Maharani College, Jaipur. Before becoming a full time writer, she had experienced writing web content. That's quite interesting. Her articles were also published in the prestigious Assam Tribune newspaper. Blogs can be found on several reputable writing websites. Her sublime, captivating blogs on various portals, which captured readers' attention, helped her gain a good following. Her first book, Miles and Fears, was released in June 2021, is available on Amazon. And the good news is that her second book is on its way soon. So we'll talk about it and we'll talk about a lot many other things. So Rekha, tell me, how are you feeling today being part of Mona Lisa's talk show?
I'm feeling very honored, and I'm really excited to have a conversation, a good conversation with you. So I'm really excited
Yeah,
about it.
same here. The pleasure is all mine and the honor. So first, I would like to know before we go into the that format kind of questioning thing. Would really love to know that how did you start your writing journey?
Actually, Mona Lisa, if I being honest, I would say that it was destiny. I never planned this journey. I never planned to being an author. Like I used to write in my personal journal always. So when I
Okay.
was in my even during my school times, I used to write in my personal journal, and I found it really interesting because I found a true friend in that journal. I used to write everything that happened with me in that journal, and that was the only practice I ever did. But when I got married, then I had children, and I was so much engrossed in being a good homemaker. But in 2017, I started writing professionally. Like it all started with writing blogs and content writing. And then gradually I saw that I started writing on Mom's Presso first. And I observed that people are liking my blogs and they are sharing my blogs, they're commenting on it. And sometimes people used to send me a few, emails that we love reading your blogs when I'm writing another blog. So it was when I understood that my blogs are being liked by the people, so I must write more. And then I started writing more blogs, and then I started content writing. So I worked in this field a lot,
Okay.
and then I started writing a novel. It was a very quick decision, although, but then I started writing a novel, and it completed into 2021. It got released in 2021, although it was completed in 2020 during COVID. I spent a lot of time on writing, and then in
I have
2021
to
it
tell
got.
you that most of the Okay, I have to tell you that most of the authors I've invited and interviewed so far, everybody says the same thing, that COVID worked wonder for them in a way that they actually got the creative fuels burning and they started writing and their books came out. So this is
Yeah,
something I
actually,
think has turned
it
into a
happened.
blessing for many of the writers.
And before novel, I had been a part of a lot of anthologies as well, and
Okay,
people loved my stories. So
okay,
I got encouragement from this thing. So then I started writing novel.
okay.
This is how it
So,
all started. It was not planned at all, and I never thought that I'll ever be a writer.
okay. So, anybody at home before that, have you seen somebody writing and you got inspired from?
No, no one in
Okay,
my
so you are
entire family or extended family is a writer. I'm the only one.
okay.
Although a lot of people read books, like my cousins, my friends, they read books, but none of them is writer. No one.
So you
I
have
inspired
you
from
have the
the authors I read books of. Like I love reading different authors, and I got inspired from them. I love reading stories. I love fiction. I love imaginations. So
okay,
I'm that kind of girl. So
okay,
I love imagining things. So I thought, why should not I write? If I imagine so much, then why should not I write?
okay, lovely. So did you get any formal education in literature, or your field was something else, and then you turned into writing and then started reading more?
No, I'm from commerce field only. I have graduated from commerce. I was doing CS. So I have no connection in literature. Like I've
Okay,
never done anything in literature. So it's just my hobby. And when I started writing, it accelerated my pace. That's it.
lovely. As I was reading in your profile that due to great admiration for military personnel, you wrote your debut novel Miles and Fears. So was there anyone in the family or friend circle that you drew inspiration from, like somebody like being a major or military personnel you have seen and it stayed with you?
No, not at all, Mona Lisa. Nobody in my family. People ask me this question because my first novel was based on military men or military people. So usually people ask me this question a lot, that if you are related to any military men, if you know anyone, if as you asked me this question. But no, I have no one in my family who's related to this military. Actually, I'm inspired from them. I'm truly inspired from them. I was very young when I watched that movie Border, and in that movie, when I came back home, I was literally in tears, and I saw that, and I thought that what this is what they are doing for our country. They are sacrificing their lives, and that was the
Hmm.
moment I got inspired from them. And since
Okay.
then, I always watch the movies which are related to military and military people. I love meeting them. I love seeing them. Like कभी भी देख लेती हूँ तो I feel inspired. So like I'm truly inspired from them. So that's why when I thought to write a book, so military men were the first thing that popped up in my mind, that I want to write about military people. So
Okay.
that's how it all started.
And did you see anyone like after marriage in your family circle in the household? Did you see any military personnel after that?
No, not at all. Like, no, not at all. After writing my book, I've met a lot of military people.
Okay.
After writing this book, I got this opportunity, this golden opportunity to meet a lot of military people, and I met them.
Okay.
There was a couple who read my book, and we got an opportunity to meet each other. And
Mhm.
then they invited me to a camp, a military camp. I'm not supposed to mention the name of that camp. I went there and I met
Yeah.
a
Okay.
lot of military families over there, and I listened to their stories, and they found my book so relatable. So
Okay.
that's how it all started, and then I started meeting a lot of military people. So
Okay.
now I can say that I know a lot of people from that fraternity, but nobody, like, of course, I feel they are my family, but nobody in my family is in military. No.
Okay. Okay. And since you're saying that you knew nobody, so how much research you had to put, like for
A lot of lot of research, because I every now and then I read cases, like whatever happens in Kashmir to our military people, and they stand on borders, whatever is happening with them. I read lot of incidents, and I have also read a lot of books. So like it is a fiction story, but my first book, it is a fiction story, but it is based on the true events. So once you will
Okay.
read it, you will get to know that how why do they find it so relatable. So it's actually based on their families. What do they, what do they, even they do sacrifice for our country. They are sending their loved ones on borders, and it is not a small thing. They are it's you need to have a lot of courage to send your loved ones on border to fight, typically for the glory and honor of our nation. So it is a difficult thing. And what do they sacrifice in their day-to-day life for our safety. So this story is about their challenges they face in their day-to-day life. So it's
Okay.
like that.
So you've written it in a fiction way, or you have given some true incidents?
uh, yes, you can, like, it is inspired from the true events.
Okay.
And you must have read like this before. Once you will read my book, you will get to know that this has happened before. So it's
Okay.
inspired from the true events. Although it's a fictional story, but it is inspired. I have added a few incidents more, which is imagination only. But yes, it is
Okay.
inspired from the true events.
So during the process, I would like to know, did you get any beta readers or something so that you knew that no, there was no error happening because since it was totally a new field for you?
No, I just edited it. That's it.
Okay, lovely. So I also got to know that you conduct interaction sessions named Virangana. So what is it about? I would love to know.
Virangana in itself explains a lot. Like Virangana means uh, the Veer lady, the wife of a military man.
Yeah.
So even the women warrior. So I always believe that these people, like these ladies, are real warriors as well. They are the warriors behind a warrior. So when I finished writing this
Kind
book,
of
and
unsung heroes.
yeah,
You could say kind of unsung heroes they are.
unsung heroes, of course. So I told you that I went to a military camp over there here, and there I met a lot of military families, and there I've met a lot of wives, military wives, like. So they told me a lot of stories, and they said this is just a one story which you have written in the book, but each one of us has lots of stories to tell you. Like we have hundreds of stories to tell you. So, would you like to listen? I said, why not I? And when I listened to their stories, and I still remember how compelling they were. They were heart wrenching. Some were heart wrenching. So I know what turbulence they go through in their daily lives, what they face, what challenges they face. So I thought, why should not these people come forward and speak about themselves? So this was the only motive behind starting these conversational sessions. I invite these military people and sometimes their wives, the war widows. They come forward, they speak about themselves and their challenges. There was a lady who was a war widow, and she was so young when she lost her husband, and how she faced the challenges of life because her children were young, and she was not educated enough educated to run her house, and how she managed doing all these things. Why?
Okay.
Because her husband like sacrificed his life for our country, for us, and we are
Yeah.
not even aware of this thing. So why should not these people come forward and speak about themselves? If we can help them in any way, why should not we do that? So this was the only objective behind starting these conversation sessions.
Okay, I would say this is another world which we civilians are not aware about. I mean, we get to see through news and media coverage, that's all. But the real challenges that the wives or the women are facing, and I think you have aptly named it Virangana. So, how do you conduct these sessions? Is it through Instagram or like through Facebook
Instagram.
something? Through
It's through
Instagram.
Instagram only, yes. I find them now. I am connected to a lot of people, so it is through Instagram only.
Okay, lovely.
I approach them and they reply me. And actually, I asked a lot of questions from them. Even nowadays, I invite the ex-army officers as well, and they talk about the wars they have fought, like the Kargil war, and about a lot of things. They talk about a lot of things, and even they answer because there are a lot of people who are preparing for army, like SSB aspirants. So I asked a lot of questions regarding SSB as well. So they answer me about this thing. So there's a lot of conversation that happens between us, and it is also liked by a lot of people. So I'm continuing it.
Okay.
That's why.
No, no, very nice. I think you're doing a noble job listening to their stories and making those stories reach to many other people. That's a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
So, your second book is coming, and I think it's all pretty much similar to the same theme, the earlier one, Miles and Fears. If I'm saying it right? Miles and Fears is the first book. So, why did you touch the same theme again? Is it because you have become like friends with so many military personnel and people, or this theme has touched you personally somewhere?
Actually, One word for this is I am a patriotic. I'm a diehard patriot. So
Okay.
I love my country a lot, and I love listening. I don't like fairy tales. I love listening the stories of partition, the stories of freedom struggle, and the stories of military men. I love listening all these stories. Even I read a lot of books related to that. So
Okay.
this is the only thing. But this book is different from my earlier one.
Okay.
This is about the freedom struggle of our country. That was about military man. This is about the freedom struggle of our country,
Okay.
especially the era between 1940 to 1947. So this is a little bit. There is a silver line between these two books. So this is a little bit different.
Okay. Okay. But since during the first book, I think you did not have that kind of knowledge about the military thing. You researched on it and you wrote. But this time for the second book, I think you were quite aware. So did you give for this time beta reading and all? Because this is quite trending. People go for that beta reading so that the books are flawless and they can get suggestions.
Yeah, I talked to one or two people just that. Otherwise, I have researched a lot. I have read
Okay.
a lot of blogs and a lot
Did
of
anyone
content,
help you
which
in
is
this research, or it was all internet based?
mostly internet based. Yes,
Okay.
mostly internet based. But it is a fiction story. Again, it's
Okay.
a fiction story, and
Hmm.
I didn't get enough, information from the books. So I had to read it from the internet and whatever which is available on Google. So I've researched a lot before writing even this book.
Hmm.
So we cannot, make tamper with the truth. So
Yeah.
I didn't write nonfiction. So
Hmm.
I was planning to write a nonfiction, but I couldn't write it, and this is not my forte. So I thought
Hmm.
I must go with the fiction only. And
Yeah.
but it is also inspired from the true events. Whatever I have written in this book, it is
Okay.
inspired from the true events. I've just changed the names. I've just changed a little bit story. I've
Hmm.
added little bit spices, but
Hmm.
actually it is based on the true events only.
Okay. So, how are you expecting to promote and launch this book? What are your plans with it?
Currently, it is not yet released, but yes, my plans are I'll go to a literary event which is going to happen in Meerut. In July, I'll go there. And then, of course, there are a lot of journalists which are connected to me of Dibrugarh, of my town, small town. Because when I written my first book, they were the only people who promoted my book. And
Okay.
I was in every newspaper of Dibrugarh. So this time also, I'm expecting them. And they always keep on asking me, "Ki, have you completed your book? When it is going to be released?" So they keep asking me. So I'm sure they are going to promote it very well. And of course, my readers, my family, my friends, they love my books and they reviewed about it. So that's how it was, a mouth to mouth publicity, and that's how my first book was, liked by everyone. So this time even. This is my only plan, that I'll provide my books to my friends and family. I'll ask them to buy this, and my readers, of course. So, and
Yeah.
now I have spent years in this industry, so now I know a lot of people. So I'm sure they are going to help me to promote it.
Absolutely. And I really love your positive attitude towards this thing, because most of the authors I've interviewed, they are like quite, upset about the fact that, it's really difficult out there to promote your book and then readers would buy or, read you, because the industry is like this. They won't support you that much. It's really rare that,
It happens,
writers
Pranita.
start reading writers. No, I'm really happy to hear from you that such thing is happening with you, and it's giving me that kind of positivity as well. And I'm sure to the audience, because most of the audience are writers only.
It happens with everyone. It's difficult to sell even your one copy. But I'm surrounded with beautiful people, I must say, and I'm thankful to the people of Dibrugarh, because, especially the journalists, because they helped me a lot. They love my book and they help me a lot. And there are some well-wishers. They always are eager to help me. So I'm surrounded with those people, and I think this is also going to be, liked by everyone. I just wish it does, like my first book. So
I'm
I'm
sure.
very much positive about this thing. Yeah,
I think somewhere, the universe also works, because you are doing
actually,
such a noble thing. So somewhere universe pays you back. That
it
kind of
happens.
thing. Yeah, yeah,
It
absolutely.
happens because this journey was not planned at all. I never thought I'm going to start. I'll start a conversation session. It was all planned. It was all destined. I went there. I met those people, and those people suggested me, "Why don't you start?" Then I thought. I came back and I thought, why should not these people come forward and
Yeah.
talk to the civilians? Why should not? So this is how
Hmm.
it all started. So it is all destined. It was all destined.
Okay. Lovely. So, I would like to know your journey from manuscript to finally being a published author. And I'm asking this question because there are many aspiring authors out there. Maybe they could also, find some knowledge from your journey.
Uh, If I talk about my first book, then it was quite easy for me. I approached a few publishers, and one of them selected my book. So
Okay.
Red Grapes, it was Red Grapes who selected my book first. So in the first book, it was quite easy for me. In the second book, I wanted to research a lot before giving my book to anyone. Then this time, I hired a literary agency, the Book
Okay.
Bakers Agency, and I talked to Suhail Mathur, and
Hmm.
he had a different perspective about my book, and he said, "I'll find you a good publisher, a right publisher for this genre, this kind of genre." And after he hunted for the publishers, he did everything for me, and then he sent, after 10 months or 11 months, he sent me a list of publishers who were interested to publish my book, and then
Okay.
I chose one of them. So this time I'm going with Paper Town Publishers, who are in Jaipur. So
Okay.
it was not a tedious process, but yes, I waited a lot to get it
Okay.
released this time. Earlier, it was easier. It got released hardly, I think, in 4 or 5 months. But this
Hmm.
time, it took a lot of time for me because this time I went through a literary agent.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this was my journey. Yeah, this time it was quite, it took a lot of time.
But I think it has paid you well, in a
Yeah,
way
let's
that
see.
you found a good publisher.
Yeah, I found a good publisher. They are very like decent publishers. Yes.
Okay. So there's an interesting segment that I added to this session. I mean, I've been doing it for the last 2, 3 sessions, and it's again going to happen here. And it's called rapid fire. I'm sure you're ready, excited, because it's
Yeah,
going to be
very much.
response.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll start. If Rekha was not a writer, what would have been her another way of expression?
You'll be surprised to know I always wanted to be a singer, although I don't sing well. But I love singing. I sing every day. Even my children sometimes tell me that, "Mama, why didn't you learn singing?"
Hmm.
I said, I maybe I was not aware of this thing that I love singing so much, but I love singing a lot.
I think you should learn. They're not wrong.
I can, but I don't have time
Because
right
I
now.
guess
But
these days, the time we are living in, there's no age to, start anything or learn anything.
of course, it's not too late to start anything. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, sure. So, what are you reading these days?
These days, I'm reading The Last Queen from Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni.
Okay.
Although I'm too late to read this masterpiece, but nowadays I'm reading this. I love this writer a lot. I have read all her books, maybe The Palace of Illusions, The Mistress of Spices, and The Forest of Enchantments. So I've read a lot of books of her.
Hmm.
And this is my current read.
Nice. Very nice. Who's your favorite author? Obviously, I think she is the one, maybe, but you still tell me. Who's your
Okay,
favorite
my
author?
favorite author is Khalid Hosseini. I love
Okay.
this author a lot. I have read her two books, and I have become fan of him, his writing. Like, if you must have read that, The Kite Runner, that's my
Right.
favorite novel. Yeah,
Hmm.
my favorite novel. And then there's Thousand Splendid Suns and The Mountains Echoed. So I love his writing a lot.
Okay.
So he is my
Nice.
favorite. If you're talking about Indian author, then Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. But
Okay.
internationally, Khalid Hosseini is my favorite author.
Very nice. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
Watching Netflix. I watch Netflix when I get free time. I read books, but even after reading a book, if I get some time, then I spend time with my family and watch their favorite OTT channels. Sometimes I do it sometimes because barely we get time. I sleep
Yeah.
very early, like at 10, I get sleep. I wake up early in the morning. So I don't
Mhm.
get enough time to watch television. But whenever we get, I spend time with my family and then watch Netflix. That's it.
Yeah, nice. Favorite destination and why?
There are a lot of destination I want to go, but if you're asking about my favorite destination, then of course it's Jaipur because I'm born in Jaipur and I love going Jaipur. I have lots of friends and family over there. My maternal family is there, my paternal family is there. So I love going there. I'm brought up there. I have spent my school life there, my college life there. So there are lots of memories attached to that place.
Okay.
So it takes me to another zone. I love even the air of Rajasthan. So it's my favorite destination to go always. Although I do not go there frequently, but yes, it's my favorite place to go.
Okay. So you shifted to Dibrugarh only after marriage or like
After
before?
marriage, yes. My
Okay.
husband lives here.
Okay. Nice. Any message for the Gen Z or Gen Alpha?
They're way smarter than us. They don't need our message. But still, if you're asking, then my only message to them is do not pressurize yourself due to the competition which is prevailing nowadays. People are competing with each other. So be your own competitor, be a better version of yourself, just that. And there are a lot of challenges we all face in our lives. Like we have also fought a lot of battles. Everyone has a story, everyone has a challenges. So
Yeah.
do not worry about the small failures because these failures are the small but significant pieces that are going to shape your future. So
Hmm.
always fight these battles and fight till the last, stand your grounds, and do not shirk in fear. Because I
Yeah.
believe that fear and expectations, these are the things they cause limitations and restrictions, always. So do not fear, do not expect quick results, because you also have to fight a long battle. We all are fighting a battle. But we must always remember that there are lots of living things, be it plants or animals, but none of them can change their fate, but we as humans can. So you can change your fate, you can face anything. So always focus on your goals, have a vision for the future, and it's foolish to focus on the past. So
Hmm.
accept your failures and work on your goals. That is very important thing. And do not
Yeah.
pressurize yourself. Have peace of mind. Do
Exactly.
anything for the peace of mind. Do meditation, go for a walk, spend time with your family, spend time with nature. So these are the important things. We all have spent our life doing these things. Nowadays the time has changed, so
Hmm.
they have different priorities. But spend time with your family. Talk to them. If you have any problem, talk to them. Share your problems with them. They have a solution of everything, and there is a solution of everything. So do not take pressure. Have peace of mind.
That's a valuable suggestion you have given because I actually see that how much pressure these days children are taking, and secondly, that rat race thing that's happening. Everybody is following that only. That UPSC thing, NEET and JE, and everybody is following the same pattern. I don't know why. Although because of the compulsion, we could say because of the system, the education system, here. But I think still people, I mean, children should try to think out of the box, and if somebody is trying to do that, we should support that, because parents are also kind of machinized, you can say, or brainwashed in such a manner that we also want our children to do that same pattern or path. So I would say your suggestion is good and very proper,
It's
precise.
happening
That's needed to.
because a lot of people they do not know what they want to do in their lives. Some know, some of children know what they want to become in their life. So if you know what you want to become in your life, then work for it. And if you don't know what you want to do in your life, then try different things. One thing might
Hmm.
work for you. So try different things and do not stop yourself from doing anything. So just go on, because this is all life is all about. This is a cycle of life. Today you are basking under the glory. Maybe tomorrow there would be a fire that can burn you. So this is a cycle of life. So you have to face all these challenges, but do not take these challenges as a pressure. So it's very
Yeah.
important. Parents should support their children. They must understand. understand what they are going through. They must also give their time to their children. So it is important. Even children, they should also spend quality time with their family. It is important, your families are important. So at the end,
True.
it is going to help you in every difficulty, you know, in every problem. They should be there with you, and they are there with you. So families are important, and peace of mind is
Abs-
important.
Exactly. Well said. So, Rekha, would you like to show your book if you have it to the audience, or
Miles
maybe
and
read some?
Fears, my first
Yeah.
book, because the
First.
second is not yet released. Okay, let me find it. It must be here. Um, yeah, sorry. Here. This is my
So, would you
first
like
book.
to read anything? Yeah. The cover
Uh,
is interesting.
yeah, it has a blend of emotion, you know.
Okay.
It has patriotism, it has love, it has friendship. It has a blend of
Okay.
emotions.
Okay.
Okay, let me read something from this. I'm searching for that poetry which I have written in this. Um, just a
Okay.
minute, huh?
Sure, sure.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's here. This is a poetry which that military man has written for his wife when he
Okay.
was already gone. So she found that letter. To my beloved
Okay.
wife, the authenticity of the sun that appears to glitter the seafloor shows the affection that refuses to reduce. The battle's waves fight every day to meet its shore, shows its fortitude that refuses to succumb. Rainwater, when pours down, stumbles across the leaves, yet help them grow. It shows the honor that never fades. That's how our love is, like the sun that abundantly shines, like those waves that persistently rise, like the rainfall that we devotedly embrace. You are my sunshine, my air, my pride. I'm writing down my feelings that I know someday would reach to you to stay with you forever. However, trust me, I never wanted you to get a chance to read it. I hope now you don't regret the day we met. So this is a letter she got when he was gone. So
Quite
it just goes.
heartwarming. Yeah. So, Rekha, today I really enjoyed interviewing you and also knowing a lot about you. And also, I wish to congratulate you for your upcoming book. And
Thank you
let's
so much, so much.
let's hope
It's
that
also
we.
about a teenage freedom fighter who was just
Okay.
17 years old when she laid down her life. So it is
Okay.
based on the true story of Kadaklata Barua. She was the
Okay.
teenage freedom fighter from Assam. I'm not sure if
Hmm.
anybody knows her name beyond Assam. So
Okay.
I have changed the name because I have added a lot of other stories to this book.
Yeah.
But it is inspired from her true story. And
Okay.
can you imagine the mindset of the teenagers of that era? So, because the
Hmm.
book is between the 1940s to 1947, and that was the
Okay.
era when protesters were rising throughout the country. Like
Hmm.
there were mass protests, there were agitations, demonstrations. So that was an era, and that was an era when Britishers faced uh,
Hmm.
compelling aggression. So that was a very important era when we got freedom. But these
Hmm.
were just, there were a lot of political factors that helped us to get independence. But apart from that, there were a lot of people, millions of people who sacrificed their lives.
Hmm.
So this book is about a few of such people who
Okay.
laid down their lives to get us, free.
Okay.
And today, this freedom is valuable, and we must know, we must value our freedom because it
Hmm.
costed us a lot. So a few incidents have been mentioned in this book. Once you will read it, you will get to know how difficult it was.
Yeah.
We fought
And
for
I
200 years.
Okay. And I think the young people should read more about such things, like especially through your book, if they get to know these things, that how much, efforts the people that fought for those, I mean, the freedom thing. So they have done a real job. And I guess these days, people are, hardly into this kind of genre. So hats off to you that you brought this at the forefront and many people are going to read it. I'm sure they are going to also feel inspired and also get knowledge, or they will also get the knowledge that what happened.
Thank you so much, Monalisa. Please, you also get a copy when it gets released.
Sure, sure. I'm perhaps going to read the first one, Miles and Fears. I'm going to order it today,
Sure.
and I'll
All
share
right.
a candid feedback. So because I do review,
Definitely.
so I love to read your book because you have,
All right.
kind of
Definitely.
you have made me attracted towards your book, the concept and all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mona Lisa. I'll be honored to have your feedback.
Lovely, lovely. I'll love to do that. And lovely having you today. I'm sure your book is going to do well, and not well, it's going to sell many copies. I will pray for
Oh,
that.
thank you so much. So much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you
So
for having
bye,
me,
bye.
Mona Lisa. It was a really a great conversation, and I'm truly humbled to be here with you. Yeah,
The
like
pleasure
it
is all.
was a light conversation. I thought I was not nervous at all, and with you, I feel like बहुत पहले से बात कर रहे हैं. I feel like that. So thank you
And
so much for having me
I
here,
feel
Mona.
honored listening to that. I feel honored that I could give you that kind of comfort and all.
Thank you so much.
So bye. Have
Okay,
a good
bye,
evening.
bye,
Bye.
bye.
So today I was conversing with Rekha Mordani. She is an author of her book or novel, to be precise, Miles and Fears. It's about military life and also various perspectives of military personnel and also freedom and many other things. And she told you that all her story or all the incidents that are happening are inspired by true events. So go ahead, grab the book from Amazon and wait for her latest book that's going to come soon. And if you want to know more about me, I'm Mona Lisa Joshi, and you can find out my books on Amazon. Just type books by Mona Lisa Joshi, and The Red Ganges Rakta Ganga is my latest novel. Do check it out. So bye all, take care, have a great evening all.